It's a BumbleKast Mini, sponsored by Jara.
Oh noes! Marine the Raccoon has somehow washed ashore on Melee Island and has decided to become a mighty pirate. With Marine replacing Guybrush Threepwood in Secret of Monkey Island, how does it go? Does she master insult sword fighting to sail the seven seas? Or does she fall before the ghost zombie pirate LeChuck?
I haven't played any of these games.
Oh.
I know, I'm missing out. They're like a cultural cornerstone.
In terms of adventure gaming, yes. Yeah. Secret of Monkey Island, I've only played a little of it. But, they're delightful games.
But if she were put in a position where she, has to playfully insult someone to win a fight, she'll figure it out how.
Yeah.
She'll have a bonzer good time at it.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, insult sword fighting? That sounds exactly like it's right up her alley. Yeah, absolutely. And, she's a heroic character. She'll definitely take down LeChuck. LeChuck stands no chance. All right. Next question. Somehow or other, DC Comics has heard your name and has decided to reach out and select you, of all the individuals, to write a new Wonder Woman comic book series. What's your pitch? What plans do you have? What foes, friends, and elements would you enjoy playing with and using?
I have done work for DC Comics, actually.
Yes. Very little, but yes.
Yeah, very, very little, true. But head over to bumbleking.com and look at the portfolio. I have done DC stuff. As for Wonder Woman, I am not super familiar with her legacy. Like, I would have to do some serious research. And the property is, 80, 90 years old now? I'd want to see what has been done on like a macro scale. I don't think I can research every single Wonder Woman book ever. But see what's been done with the character. See where she's gone so we don't necessarily retread old ground. See what elements work. See what resonates with her fans and what doesn't, and see what kind of new directions maybe we could take with it. This is very high concept, broad answer because I don't know enough to be more specific, but I would definitely want to spend the time and do the deep dive research like what I did with Mega Man.
Yeah.
And see what I could do that would make it exciting and engaging for me as a writer. I want to be entertained myself as I'm putting this together. And then what would resonate with the folks who have stuck with her for so long? But what's something that we would both find entertaining, and what's something new that I could bring to the table that might be something that they enjoy and latch onto.
See, that's a smart way to go about it. You're such a smart guy, Ian.
I don't know. I feel like that's elementary, but
you'd think, but have you seen some of the things people are making these days? Where they don't do that? I was just wondering, have you ever considered creating an audio drama? You're obviously a talented creator of stories, and it's fun hearing you do silly voices, and you obviously love to hear yourself talk. and there are a number of fans who would pay to hear you craft stories in an audio format. I, for one, would enjoy listening to a dramatic tale of audibleness from you.
Thank you for the vote of confidence, and I have been workshopping a couple of ideas. One of them would be a kind of one-man show, utilizing the various ranges, or what I like to think is a range of character voices, specifically put it out there as like audio prompts for animators. Someone who's putting together their portfolio, they want to animate off of something, feel free to take it and go with it. And then just show me what it is. Love to cross promote there. I would be promoting myself with voice work. You'd be promoting your samples. We are able to work together to create a greater thing. It would be neat. And on top of that, there's a radio drama that I want to put together for within the Dragoon universe, which would be a much larger undertaking. But I have the kind of basic structure in mind. It's just a matter of finding the time to sit down and actually do. And as my personal Patreon shows, I don't have a lot of time to do that. But, I had kind of been playing with those ideas as, would it be fun to do this? Would anybody even want to listen? But Jara wants it. And that right there tells me there's an audience. So, you know what that means, Kyle? I need to do more work.
I mean, yeah, you always do. Do all the work, Ian. Do it all. Just don't kill yourself. Who, what, when, where, why is Drogoon? How would you pitch it to someone you were trying to sell it to, and what can someone do if they wanted to support the project?
Have I told you what a wonderful person you are, Jara? Spending your money so I can promote my project. You're just good people.
Our hero, Jara.
Seriously though, Drogoon is my magnum opus. This is the windmill I am tilting at. It is a science fantasy epic, and what I kind of pitch to just the casual person is, imagine Lord of the Rings meets Star Wars. Like, what if Frodo hired Han Solo to fly the ring to Mordor type of thing?
Mm-hmm.
Our spaceships run on magic. Our aliens are more like D&D classes. It's a merger of the two. There's a bit of grounding realism that comes with the sci-fi. You know, there are limitations to the tech. There are a little more structure to things in a way that makes sense for interrealm travel, but there's also the kind of whimsy and the magic, so that things don't have to get bogged down into the hardcore. Well, this doesn't really work with actual physics. That's right. It's magic. Isn't that lazy? Shut up. I like it. In a way, it's kind of like me venting my frustration over the direction Star Wars has gone.
Right.
It's in a law. To simplify it, I hate midichlorians. The Force was this great esoteric thing, this energy that binds us and envelops us. It's this mysterious thing that with training and discipline and focus you can tap into. It's a very spiritual thing. And then you add bugs in the blood that determine how much you can tap into it. And I hate that. The Force was so much better when it was space wizards. So that's one of the cornerstones to this foundation is let the magic be magic.
Yeah, but his midi-chlorians were off the scale, though.
Yeah, whatever. Have your spaceships, have your lasers, have your glowing swords and your various incredible different humanoid races. That's all great. And have it grounded to some degree so that it isn't just hodgepodge. But at the same time, let the whimsy be whimsical. Let there be magic. So it's me doing what I want to do. This is me creating something for the sake of creation that isn't overseen by a licensor, that isn't set by any kind of grander guidelines or marketing. It's in what kind of madness can you put on a page? And how well can Adam Bryce Thomas draw it? That's Drogoon.
Well, considering it's Adam Bryce Thomas, he can draw it extremely well. It doesn't matter what it is.
So, if you're interested, head over to drogoon.com, drogune.com. We are currently working on the first book. It has been revised a few times. We've locked it in this time. We're doing it. And there's a link to the Patreon there. Every little bit that you can help put towards that, I can put towards funding the book's creation. It has been extremely slow going because we haven't been able to find a sponsor for it. I guess the idea itself is a hard sell. I don't know. But it's also kind of nice because now I don't have to answer to any editors or publishers that might want a specific demographic or a certain format or whatever. It's my vision, Adam's vision. It's going to be great.
Fantastic. One element of the concept I find especially fascinating is that multi-world empire Galaxant, and I thought it would be neat to find out more about them, using hypotheticals. Now it's established that they control gateways, which let them go to different worlds, which are vital highways across the Empire. I want to know how they would react if they would discover new gateways that go to other worlds. Now to start, let us open with Galaxant discovering a gateway to the lush and vibrant world known as Pandora from Avatar. Populated by an alien species known as the Na'vi, full of vibrant cultures, lush landscapes, rich resources, which would devastate the world to dig up. How would such a benign and orderly good empire like Galaxant respond to discovering access to such a world?
Immediate colonization.
Wow. So, just like in the movie.
Just a quick aside, the gateways in the cosmos of Drogoon are linked to realms that you can reach otherwise. One can enter the ether and fly to another realm. It's incredibly dangerous. So the other realms within the collective Galaxant are within a reasonable distance to each other. It's like, if you could fly to another country or you could drive to another country. That's basically the difference.
Okay, so it's just an excuse to be able to be in multiple places really quickly without having
the gateways are a safer form of travel. It ties into Nordostra and the whole Drogoon previous empire and the tech and blah, 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 blah. That's not the question. The question is they have a magic portal because magic. They go to Pandora, and Galaxant is ravenous for resources. Like, even if what Pandora offers isn't 100% compatible with their systems, you can still burn wood. You can still drink water. You can still process minerals. They will terraform that planet if possible. And, the Na'vi have pterodactyls, bows and arrows. Galaxant has magic laser cannons. It's not going to go well for the Na'vi.
No. All right, next up, Galaxant discovers a gateway which leads them to Tolkien's Middle-earth, a world of hobbits, wizards, and dwarven kind. This gateway coming out smack dab in the middle of Mordor. How does Galaxant react to this discovery? Do they greet their new neighbors, form an alliance with the locals, or do they do something else?
Immediate colonization.
Is that the answer to all of these?
Pretty much. Like, you'll have the Forever King see the unblinking eye staring him dead on and he'll take that as a challenge.
Yeah.
Like, the first thing is an opening salvo through the gateway to knock down the Tower of Barad-dûr. Like, and sure, the races of Middle-earth have some cool medieval tech, but Galaxant has magical laser cannons. They're going to rain literal hellfire down on these people. Orc, hobbit, elf, don't matter. Them dwarves better mine as deep and as fast as they can because they're coming for everything in that mountain.
Oh boy, this is apparently Galaxant is having a dimensional manifest destiny going on here.
Pretty much, yeah.
Terrifying.
And once they've planted their flag, they teach the next generation how good it is that they have been annexed into the great and wonderful Galaxant that can give them the law and order and direction that they require.
Of course.
It is their privilege to give up everything they have to continue the greatness that is Galaxant.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Blessed be the Forever King, who shall reign over us forever and ever.
No thanks. Oi, 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 oi. Another new gateway, another new place. However, Galaxant emerged to discover the interior of a massive metallic structure the size of a moon. Except, that's no moon, that's the Death Star. Galaxant have arrived in the middle of some sort of Star Wars and are in a wild position. What do they do in this instance? Do they play hero to save the galaxy, form an alliance empire to empire, or do they do something else entirely? Tell us!
Mutually assured destruction. No, actually, Galaxant's in trouble this time around.
I kind of figured, yeah.
Never mind the Death Star itself, which would one shot and there goes Humaheim. Let's take the Death Star out of the equation just to make it even remotely fair, and it's still a curb stop on the Empire side.
Ooh.
Like, Galaxant may have significant resources and a little bit of an edge with the magic side of things, but the Empire of Star Wars vastly outnumbers them with comparable tech. Like, we're talking, all of Galaxant could be considered like a planet's worth of people and resources. The Empire has entire star systems.
Mm-hmm.
So Galaxant will tear itself apart fighting, but no, the Empire's winning this one.
Yeah. Man, this sure is a Star Wars.
Mmm.
Galaxant has discovered a number of strange and curious worlds thus far, but possibly none so far as the one in the opposite end of the newly discovered gateway. Galaxant find themselves in Wonderland, a land with nonsense, physics, crazier geometry, and a monarchy with a curious policy on head locations. Does Galaxant take advantage of this surreal and fantastical world, or do they write it off as mad?
Oh, no, they'll find some way to exploit it. It's just a weird world.
It's like
Things can still burn. Ground can still be dug up.
Just like every empire.
Yeah. Shoot, might even say that the Jabberwocky is a long-lost Dragoon. Who even knew? But
wow.
Now, given how fantastical Wonderland is, that might slow them down a little bit because in comparison, Wonderland is a more magical place. It plays on more Calvin Ball logic than the Dragoon universe does. So navigating and mitigating that will be a bit of a challenge. But magic space cannons.
Well, there you go. Now for one, which listeners are probably most curious about and chomping at the bit to see more of. What would Galaxant do if they discovered a gateway and entered it and found themselves smack dab in the middle of the Eggman Empire on Sonic's world? A planet of differing peoples, its own fancy technology, strange resources, and primordial beings of vast power. Would they see Eggman as a kindred spirit or a foe that needs to be put down? How would this situation go down?
Not to play favorites, but Galaxant's still going to have trouble with this group.
Yeah.
Not the initial gambit. They'll come in strong. Eggman Empire is just another hurdle to overcome. And Eggman's tech is sufficient enough that to give Galaxant pause, at least initially. And then you have the issue of Sonic, who just kind of exists to take down evil empires. That's what he do.
Yeah, that's his thing.
So it would be a nasty, drawn-out fight. It would not go well for Galaxant. It would not be the conquest that they would hope it would be. And Earth, for its part, would manage to put up a pretty darn decent fight. We're talking probably closer to stalemate than anything else.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, given the Forever King's mentality, he's going to immediately buy into the sunk cost fallacy and commit everything to winning this come hell or high water.
Terrifying. All right. And we got one last question from Jara. Marine the raccoon is playing with Blaze's magic rock collection when somehow she accidentally winds up teleported aboard the Fortune's lap with Foreign and Joboon happen to be arguing over who is the captain. How does that surprising set of circumstances turn out?
They don't even know she's there until she steps and says, "Oi, I know how to settle this. I'm captain."
Of course. They're like, what? Who are you?
And Joboon's like, "Oh, well, that's what it is then." And Foreign's like, "I'm sorry, who are you? When did you get here? What are you? Aren't you like your cousin or something? We're not even the same species, man. You don't look the same to me. Got hair, got tails."
Wow. I love Joboon. Wow. It's wonderful. I like how he just accepts immediately, like, well, that settles that.
I mean, he really wanted to be captain, but, she came in and laid claim, so who's to argue? Now, wait just a minute.
Exactly.
And then Wynn's going to walk in, and she's going to back up Marine just to troll everybody else.
Just for fun. No clue who this is, but...
Hey, what's going on? It's this weird little fuzzy thing decided it was captain. Oh, yeah? Cool. I'm with her. 2 against 1, we win. All hail Captain Marine. You can't do that. The two of us are voting against it, so it's 2 against 2. And that's when Lissy walks in and goes, "Oh my gosh, she's so cute. There you go, boys. 3-2. Welcome, Captain Marine."
That is your name. That is your name, right? Marine?
Cockpit.
This is delightful, Ian.
They're a fun group.
Yes, this is the Sonic crossover we need with Drogoon. Not Sonic. We don't need that blue freak. We just need Marine. That's all you ever need. All right, that's going to do it for this BumbleKast Mini.
Thank you very much to Jar for sponsoring this BumbleKast Mini. If you want one of your own, head over to patreon.com/BumbleKast, ko-fi.com/BumbleKast, or become a YouTube member. Be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and we will see you next time on the BumbleKast.
Take care, everybody.